Whenever I hear free and EA, the first thing that pops into my head is like cheating. So
Yeah, that's the problem with that's not only Battlefield problem. That's I think related to every first-person shooter these days. It's
yeah,
unavoidable.
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate this timeline regarding that. Like, what happened at the times? Like, sure, humanity, right? They always will find ways to cheat and everything. But it's just what I hate most about that. At least cheating back then was done somewhat, quietly, so I don't get snitched on and whatever. Like, I'll try to hide my cheats. Now these days, people just like not even hiding at this point, which I hate. They're literally saying in game chat, "Yeah, I'm cheating. Go fuck yourself." I'm like, okay, thank you for confirming you're just a piece of shit with no life. I mean,
I've had entire time-stamped Reddit posts made of my Twitch VODs where people go through literally 2 hours of gameplay and call everything under the sun like that I do in my gameplay cheating.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like at the hour and 6 minute mark, he suspiciously turned around here. It's like, and you watch the clip and it's like the most. It's so uneventful that me as a player that actually played that moment, I don't even have an explanation for why I did that, because why would I? Like,
yeah, people, yeah, like you said, people like, well, pussies. It's like, I remember back in the day when they saw a good player, and they saw like a camo on that player, like that he has like, oh god, okay, he earned that camo, he's actually good, and so on. Like when you see a guy with a camo and maybe like really good gun skills and everything, and he's actually like, moving around, getting kills, people, they call him either a cheater or a sweat. It's not a compliment anymore. Now it's just like straight up insults, and
I think it's changed a lot, unfortunately. I think the way I try to think about this is back then the scene was obviously a lot different. Gaming was kind of less popular as a whole,
yeah,
I'd say.
True. Yeah, you're right.
And from my personal experience, when I saw a good player, because I'm competitive, I was like, okay, this guy's insane. Like, I want to beat this guy. And my assumption of that really good player wasn't immediately, he's good, he must be cheating. It was, he's good, I kind of respect that. Like, that's respectable. Like, this guy's really fucking good, and you can tell he's really good just by the gameplay. I remember when I first started streaming, I played against Rella. And if you've been on Battlefield for any amount of time,
for anyone
Rella
that doesn't
is
know,
considered like...
Rella's good.
Rella has his own little cult following because of his aim style. You can make the argument if he was an actual good competitive player or not, blah, blah, blah. That's not what we're here. He was really good. I got to play against Rella, and I remember I was not as good as I am now because I wasn't playing as much back then, and I remember, like, he got me, like, 3 times in a row. I was like, dude, Rella's like, this guy's fucking nuts. Like, you can just tell he's jiggle peeking head glitches. He knows everything. And we eventually had, like, little back and forth where, like, I would trade a kill, he would trade a kill. He would try to flank on me, I would try to flank on him. And at no point did I think, this guy's fucking cheating, It was always just, like, mutual respect between good players. And that... Nobody actually respects good gameplay anymore because I think, number one, cheating is so prevalent.
Yep.
And number two, I don't really know what number two would be, actually. I just think the whole scene about it has changed. Some people still respect good gameplay and they don't automatically assume people are cheating. But a lot of people nowadays clearly just really do think that a lot of the great players are cheating in some way, and they'll go down insane rabbit holes to attempt to prove it.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Like, for example, I remember there was a recent blog post from Call of Duty about their anti-cheat, right? Don't get me wrong, Call of Duty Warzone has a lot of cheating problem. That's true. They need to fix their anti-cheat and so on, do whatever. That I get that. But there was they said that apparently, from all the false reports they got, 60 of them are against console players. And of course, everyone, like, with a brain, like, thinking, okay, well, why is that? Well, because...
Well, we can go into that if you want.
Yeah, like, yeah, because you can't tell the difference between walling and aiming with a soft aim with anti-cheat or aim assist. Like, makes you think a little bit.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. Aim assist, in its modern implementation in Call of Duty and in Apex Legends and in other games, for the casual player, if they get killed by a good player that knows how to use aim assist auto rotation, it literally looks like cheating.
It does.
It does.
It does. It literally
looks insane. And even for incredibly skilled players, I have seen people that I really respect die to a controller player on stream. And they're some of the best Warzone players in the world. Maybe you know who Blue is, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I watch Blue. He dies to a controller player, and dude, it is like indiscernible from cheating sometimes. And Blue, he plays it for a living, and he's even still surprised to this day sometimes. And Blue is good on controller and mouse and keyboard, so he really knows what's up about it. And it's a huge problem. But we all know why they're doing it, right? Because the aim assist is so strong that it's all about player attention, and what's player attention about? Making as much money as possible, and this is why gaming sucks nowadays.
Which sucks to listen. Before everyone's gonna take this out of context, let me just say this: aim assist is needed for controllers. Duh.
Yes, it is.
Duh. No one's advocating for removing the aim assist, but we're advocating against actually not make it a fucking aimbot.
The debate amongst people that are really informed about it has always been regarding the strength and the different functions aim assist actually provides. Aim assist auto rotation in its current implementation is so brain dead to actually utilize that once you learn it, it changes your entire gameplay. And the scary part about it is you watch some of these controller players that crutch on it, and if they turn it off, they actually can't play the game. Like, it changes it changes the whole way their brain is wired to play an FPS game.
I've seen some,
and that has
clips,
to do in the way that aim assist auto rotation is actually activated with your movement stick. All right, so as long as you're moving in these games, I think it's the left stick, right? I don't play controller anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's the left stick you're used to move.
Yeah,
as long as you're moving and shooting, you're going to be activating aim assist auto rotation, and then obviously you have slowdown on top of that.
Yeah.
But
which makes me
see a lot of these people, they will basically not touch their aim stick and purely try to use aim assist auto rotation to kill people in these gunfights. And it's funny because when you throw a smoke grenade on them,
the aim
we
assist
call it like they lost the aim assist, or like they lost the tug, and they'll go from like beaming you to some of them like actually like just start hitting the floor with their aim.
Yep. It's like I've seen some funny clips and it's just hilarious. And what worries me about this, right? So the way it is right now in Warzone, and the way it is in Apex. Actually, I haven't played Apex for ages, so I have no idea. I remember there were some changes to Apex aim assist, but I don't know how big those changes were. So I have no idea. I haven't played Apex for like 3 years. I'm worried about the next Battlefield game that they might actually be something like that too, which kind of pisses me off too. Like, I hope they're not gonna do too much. How's aim assist right now in Battlefield 2042 though? Because I have no idea.
So, aim assist. Well, this is kind of funny. So there are multiple things here. I would say aim assist in Battlefield games, especially the crossplay Battlefield games, which is only 2042.
But, the only one, yeah.
I would say the implementation of aim assist in Battlefield games is the most balanced implementation of aim assist that I've seen in a crossplay game. Battlefield 2042 does not have tracking auto rotation like Call of Duty. Okay. It has slowdown and it has snap aim. Now, a lot of Battlefield players don't understand how to actually use aim assist. And that's a very real thing. You need to learn how to use aim assist in your gameplay. It is a consistent and repeatable system that has tells in your gameplay, right? You need to learn how to use slowdown, learn how to activate snap aim, all that sort of thing. A lot of Battlefield players don't know how to do that. So what you see from a lot of console players is, the aim assist doesn't do anything. The aim assist doesn't do anything.
Oh, yeah, I hate those comments.
And that's not true. Like, if you were to have a good Call of Duty player, like, let's say Blue, he knows how to use Call of Duty aim assist, the first thing he's going to do if he plays Battlefield on controller is figure out how the aim assist works. If you got Blue on this game on controller, he would probably make the aim assist look pretty insane because he knows how to use it. But he's also very talented at, aiming for himself on a controller anyway. And you can make... I have not played Battlefield 2042 a controller, so maybe if someone's listening here, they can, send us a little transcript about this. But people have always debated whether or not Battlefield 2042's aim assist has actually been properly functional throughout the entire lifespan of the game. There have been multiple patches addressing this supposed non-function of certain aim assist factors. But in general, I would say that Battlefield 2042's aim assist is certainly not weak. It is definitely not weak. Slowdown in and of itself, and people don't like to admit this, especially in Call of Duty, slowdown in and of itself is extremely strong. Like, you're telling me that I aim over somebody and within a certain bubble around them, my aim slows over them? If I had that on PC, dude, like...
yeah,
that would be insane.
It's funny. It's funny when I play, for example, Warzone Ranked, right? And I try to go to like Diamond or Crimson, right? As high as possible. And you can tell when you're playing against a console player. It's like, yes, clearly you don't miss a shot on me because I'm close. But me trying to adjust my aim just to aim on the body because the game is fast, right? When you spin around and all that kind of stuff, you kind of need to adjust. Yeah, aim assist is just like, nope, you will just track you 100%. I'm like, okay, great, I can't fight up close.
And that's the problem, because aim assist... Okay, so in order to keep the quote-unquote balance, right, I don't think you can actually have any sort of tracking auto-rotation. I think, at least not in its current form. I think if you do implement any sort of tracking auto-rotation, rotational aim assist... it needs to be heavily tweaked from how it's currently implemented in current games. Because how it's currently implemented in Call of Duty and Apex Legends and all these games is it essentially trivializes one of the most skillful parts of mouse and keyboard aiming, which is reactive tracking and tracking in general. Mm-hmm. Because auto-rotation does not have a reaction time. It reacts to motion changes instantaneously, which is obviously humanly impossible. Even if you are someone as cracked as Tens or someone like Shroud, whatever. Let's say you're totally on one today. You drank like 16 Red Bulls and your reaction time is 120 ms, and you actually hit an insane reactive track on someone, dude. First of all, you're the top 1% of 1% of the player base that can actually do that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And second of all, aim assist still beats you. Mm-hmm. It still reacts in 0 milliseconds to any sort of directional movement changes. That is beyond fucked. I mean, it's humanly impossible to recreate.
There was so many moments in my life where I literally I am ready, I'm good, let me get some of that rank right. Listen, perfect shots and everything, but there's always gonna be 1 millisecond where I'll fuck up because I'm human. It just happens.
Of course, you're human and you can't do anything about it. And that's the big problem, right? Like, the people that learn how to utilize aim assist in Call of Duty, their gameplay looks so insane because they don't missing is a rarity. Mm-hmm. Like, you watch these good controller players and oh my god, they're playing the fucking campaign. They are hitting every shot. It's crazy, and it is so unbelievably difficult to try to replicate that on mouse and keyboard. And at a high level, when you really understand how to utilize that aim assist, it's really not close. No. Like, the gap between controller and mouse and keyboard is monumental, and that's why almost every single top player that plays these games with strong aim assist plays controller. Because it is ultimately better if you understand how to use it properly.
And going back on
there it is.
Yeah, and going back on the Battlefield conversation in general, like Battlefield community, like saying like, oh, we don't want movement mechanics and everything. They're gonna have a really big wake up call. They're gonna wake up so fucking stressed when they're gonna launch the game, and all the Call of Duty players regarding. There will be a lot of Call of Duty players coming to the new Battlefield game. I already hear. I listen to some Call of Duty podcasts because I'm really curious what the. I'm curious because I need to do something at work, and I listen to all the different podcasts and everything. And I listen and Battlefield is mentioned a couple of times. Like, oh, I wonder how the Battlefield Battle Royale is gonna be for Battlefield. Can it compete with Warzone, because Warzone's not doing really hot right now. So like, okay, so it's already in the mainstream topic in that kind of case. So and when the Battle Royale is gonna come out. Oh my god, it's gonna be a disaster. These people that like having a fun Battlefield game, right? Like, oh my god, I'm expecting an absolute shit show, absolute disaster. It's gonna be panic. There's gonna be arguing, cheating there, sweats there. Battlefield is ruined. It's fucked and everything because all these movement mechanics they became Call of Duty. I'm expecting the worst when it comes to that.
It's gonna be bad, bro.
Is going to be extremely,
and then,
extremely
you know what?
bad.
It's okay, though, because at least my, relatively small community outreach inside the Battlefield community, I will be there to once again demonstrate that if the next Battlefield game has movement mechanics, like whatever, like jumping or crouch spamming or whatever it may be, I'm there to demonstrate that this is really nothing new to the Battlefield franchise. And if I can convince even 10 people that they're wrong and show them how the games have actually been, then I consider that a job well done.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. The reason this podcast I decided to reboot the show is because, well, there's no one there having these discussions to begin with. And I know we have DICE, and ironically, I do know DICE are listening to us, at least to this podcast. I do know that because I did get some comments, I did get some stuff. I know they are. And they want to also hear the conversations when we talk about aim assist, map design, like immersion. Oh, don't get me started about the fucking immersion. That's like, don't get me started with that. Like, DICE developers want to hear those conversations because, like, maybe we don't have to go overboard with the aim assist, or maybe we don't have to go overboard with certain mechanics or map design or whatever the case may be, right? Like, there's no shame in just changing plans a little bit, like just to again, Battlefield community can be very passionate about certain stuff. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. When it comes to gameplay mechanics that we've seen from the leaks and so on, people say it's too fast. I think they're wrong on that part.
They're definitely wrong.
They're definitely wrong, yeah.
100%
yeah.
wrong.